everyone. My name is Michelle Ortiz Wortel, and I'm the Director of Financial Aid at the University of Chicago Law School.
And my name is Donita Cook. I'm the Admission and Financial Aid Analyst at the University of Chicago Law School.
We wanted to take a moment to answer some financial aid questions we frequently hear. We understand financial aid can seem like a daunting and stressful process, but we want to assure you that we're here to help you every step of the way.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. Making the decision to attend law school is one that is not taken lightly. We understand that financing your law school career is an important factor in making the decision to attend the University of Chicago Law School. So Michelle, can you talk about the different kinds of financial aid that's available to students?
Yeah, that's a great place to start. Once you're admitted to the University of Chicago Law School, we'll offer a financial aid package that is equal to the cost of attendance. The package will include loans and may also include scholarship funds. Scholarships do not need to be repaid, but loans, either federal loans or private loans, must be repaid after graduation.
Yeah, so Michelle, you mentioned cost of attendance. Can you talk a little bit about what cost of attendance is?
Sure. The cost of attendance is used to create a budget for students. It's really the total amount it will cost for a student to attend. The cost of attendance includes direct charges, such as tuition and fees, and it also includes estimated indirect charges, such as room and board, books and supplies, and other educational related expenses.
Yeah. Great, thanks, Michelle. So you mentioned scholarships and loans. So maybe we should spend a little time talking about how to apply for scholarships and or loans. So I'll start with scholarships and let you take loans if that's okay.
Sure.
So all admitted students are considered for admission scholarships. We do not require any additional forms for these awards. However, if a student would like their financial need to be considered, then we would request for the student to complete the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, and the U Chicago need application. Providing need information is completely optional. And then one more thing to add is we do require parental financial information on both forms if the student is 28 or younger at the time the application is submitted.
Yeah, and for federal loans, the student must submit the FAFSA and add our school code. There are two types of loans we'll package students with. The Federal Direct Unsubsidized Loan and the Federal Direct Graduate Plus Loan. More information about these loan programs can be found in the Types of Financial Aid section on the Federal Student Aid website. Students can also borrow from a private lender. The application and terms of the loan are available directly with that lender, and students are not required to accept all loans offered. I briefly talked about the cost of attendance a couple of minutes ago, and so students can borrow up to the cost of that, up to the top of that cost of attendance, minus any other aid that they receive, such as scholarships and things like that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of federal loans, how does one qualify for a federal loan?
Well, for the loan programs, generally speaking, both the unsubsidized and the Graduate Plus loan, as long as you are a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, or eligible non-citizen, you haven't defaulted previously on a federal student loan, and you've completed the FAFSA, you'll qualify. If you're male, you'll also need to have registered with the Selective Service between the ages of 18 and 25, excuse me. The big difference between the two loan programs is that the Graduate Plus loan also requires a credit check.
Yeah. So, you know, we also get international students who apply and are admitted into the University of Chicago Law School. So are these programs available to international students?
Unfortunately, international students cannot participate in the federal loan programs. However, international students are eligible for scholarships and may apply for private education loans. We are unable to assist in the mode of securing a private loan due to conflicting interest and things like that. But the university does provide a list of private lenders who have provided loans to our international students. And an international student has to apply directly with the lender.
Yeah. And, speaking of scholarships again, our admitted students are the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And often the admitted student may have a competing scholarship offer. So can you just talk a little bit about if we match scholarships that are offered at other institutions?
Absolutely, that's a great question. Generally, we don't match awards from other institutions. However, we are committed to assisting admitted students who are truly interested in studying here at the University of Chicago Law School. With that being said, we're happy to discuss individual situations and work through your concerns. We ask that you email our office if you would like your award to be reviewed. And then, we'll kind of cover the process. Just know that our funds are limited and we might not be able to revise all awards. However, we do our best to make the University of Chicago a possibility for you.
Yeah. And so, if a student is not offered a scholarship at the time of admission, is there an opportunity to reapply, in their second or third year?
Well, all of our scholarships are 3-year awards. However, we do encourage students to sign up for our newly created listserv, where we send our students email updates regarding outside scholarships and their criteria and deadlines. We also have an outside scholarship page where we list over 150 outside scholarships ranging in awards from $500 to $45,000.
Yeah, both of those are great resources for students who are looking for scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about scholarships and loans. Something else that we commonly get is, does the University of Chicago Law School offer any loan assistance for students who are pursuing public interest careers?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very proud of the loan assistance program, and we think it provides great benefits to our alumni. Graduates who work in the public or non-for-profit sectors and who've borrowed through the federal direct loan programs are strongly encouraged to apply for what we call our LRAP program. Alumni can take the maximum advantage of our assistance in combination with the Federal Public Service Loan Program, Loan Forgiveness Program, or PSLF. Some highlights of our LRAP program include providing full funding for salary up to $80,000. Potential partial funding for those who make between that $80,000 and $90,000 range. Students can participate up to 10 years post-graduation, and they can come in and out of the program as their situation and eligibility changes within those 10 years. Students do need to be in the appropriate income-based repayment plan in order to qualify, and right now those consist of the IBR income-based repayment plan, the pay, or what's also known as pay as you earn, or the revised pay as you earn. There is also an annual cap on this program. So for those of you who are interested or have questions, I would advise you to check out our website or, contact one of us and we'll tell you some more about this great program.
Yeah, it definitely is a wonderful program. One of the most generous among our peer schools, and a lot of our alumni take advantage of it every year. So Thanks for that. We've covered a lot of information in this short amount of time.
Yeah, we definitely have. And, we hope you found our conversation helpful and informative. If we didn't answer a question that you have, or if our conversation kind of sparked other questions you might have, please feel free to reach out to us at financialaid@law.uchicago.edu. That's our official email address, and it goes directly to us, the financial aid team, myself and Donita, and we're happy to hear from you. So thanks so much for watching.